widening scandal. We are joined by Elie Mystal, justice correspondent for The Nation and one who pulls no punches. Welcome back, Elie.
Hi, Ari. How are you?
I'm good. I want to put out a fact and let you respond. The fact is that Justice Thomas, who exercises enormous power over other people's lives, has shown more than bad judgment in secretly pocketing millions of dollars, worse than if he had an outside job while working for the federal government, paid by our tax dollars, and now also is secretly taking land payments from the same donor, who also has links, which is relevant, to saving or honoring Nazi memorabilia, including a Hitler-signed copy of Mein Kampf. Is this acceptable?
No. No, it is not. It is not close to acceptable. Wherever acceptable is, Clarence Thomas is on Pluto, okay? There is no, look, you could argue, perhaps, I guess, maybe, that yacht trips and vacations were not required to be federally disclosed, but there is no argument that land deals, that when this man is buying your property, that you do not have to disclose that under the law. 5 U.S.C. 13104 is the law that outlines public disclosure requirements for judges and justices. Those do apply to the Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas is in clear violation of those laws. And not just, and look, it's great for us to talk about the actual code, but like this is also a common sense thing. Ari, I assume that you as a journalist, if Harlan Crow bought your mama's house, you would probably tell your viewers that that had happened before you did any reporting on Harlan Crow. I assume, right? Certainly.
I mean, we tend to. I'll take up two things. One, we tell people far less than that. I mean, I had someone on last night who was a family friend. No exchange of money, goods, or services whatsoever. But I told the audience that lawyer was a family friend, and people can factor that in as they see fit, even though it's not technically a law. So to your point, we do try to do that. Second, I'm not sure that Mr. Crow would buy anything from my family, but I guess I don't know.
I'm not going to touch that one. I will just say, I will simply say that if, Manscaped had given me my shape up, I would disclose that to people, right? So we have a clear ethical violation. We have a clear moral violation. The question is if we're going to have any accountability. Now, Clarence Thomas can be held accountable by the Department of Justice. Merrick Garland, if you're listening, this would be something that you can investigate. But unfortunately, and this makes people sad, I know, but unfortunately, the only way to remove a Supreme Court justice for an ethical violation like this or any other is through the constitutional process of impeachment. That is the actual way. But I will say to your listeners that don't let Clarence Thomas off the hook simply because because Republicans like Jim Jordan and Kevin McCarthy won't hold him accountable. There was another Supreme Court justice, Abe Fortas, who was also accused of taking, undisclosed monies, right? He was appointed by a Democrat. There was a Democratic Congress. It's not clear if that Congress would have impeached him. But Abe Fortas had the sensibility to resign. And that is also an option that is open to Clarence Thomas, to have some dignity and resign.
And again, we don't do predictions. If the public and the system and the bar and these other entities deal with this as a serious infraction that it is, who knows where it will lead? As you say, some of the legal bars are high, but things can happen. Elie Mystal, thank you, as always, for your forthright input. We have a lot more in the